mine, yeah, I'll be alright, yeah, I'll be alright. I don't need a sign, I just need a line. Give me one more drink and I'll be just fine. Don't wake me up, I'm already gone. I'm just moving on and I don't belong. Well, I wouldn't mind if she wasn't mine, yeah, I'll be alright, yeah, I'm ready. This conversation is your point of view. I lose myself in all the time we do. Well, I wouldn't mind if she wasn't mine. Yeah, I'll be alright. Yeah, I'll be alright. Well, I wouldn't care if she wasn't there. She's in every woman and I'm everywhere. Always taking time, always making lies, always saying why just to say goodbye. Well, I wouldn't mind if she wasn't mine. Yeah, we know the rest of it. This conversation is your point of view. Makes sense so I can say it's kinda true. It's hopeless, ordinary romance you have to bury. I don't mind,
And welcome in, everybody. It is a good day for some car soccer, and I am going to do the duty of providing it to you. And welcome in, everybody. Hopefully, y'all are doing swimmingly. And today we have a very important matchup. Not really, but you get my point. I digress. We have a pretty important matchup and a dang good one on our hands. We have the Fisher's Freight taking on the Green Bay Blizzard. And I just like to say, first of all, will the Bay be able to handle? Of course, not the Bay, not Sacramento. I think they're ranked number 6. I don't know. I can't count. Number 6 or number 5. But will Green Bay be able to handle the pressure of being ranked number 1? I don't think it's much pressure. I think it's more. Okay. Will we be able to lock in and show people who we really are? I think that's going to be important for just everyone moving forward. Will they be able to show who they actually are? Um, a key player on Fisher's Freight, Zazther, will. Oh, what's good, ABH? I have to respond as soon as I can because then people think I'm just not responding. I'm trying. The stream delay is a big deal, but um, Zaster has been accordingly a problem in the locker room as of late, and he's a very talented player. I mean, if you saw him in training camp, you know he was electric. He was all that everyone could talk about, and he's a key player to this Freight team. Will he be able to constantly show who he is and lead this team in the middle of the season, in the mid-season, when the going gets tough, you don't want to be there, and in the playoffs, most importantly, because this Fisher's Freight team is looking to go a big way in this playoffs. Personally, I am decently excited about this ROBA season that we have got on our hands. I hope y'all are just as excited as I am. Of course, I'm no mind reader, so I can't understand exactly what's going on in y'all's heads, but hopefully y'all are just as excited as I am to get this crap going. I mean, we got 2 more preseason games, and then we got 45 dang regular season and playoff games, and that is going to be a heckin' lot of streaming for me to do. But I'm going to enjoy every second of it and try to relish in that moment. Just popping in for a few since I gotta watch my siblings. Will you go watch your siblings? I'll be watching some car soccer. We got it going here. The final thing I want to touch on before we get kicking off, they're actually seeming like they're getting ready. It is beautiful weather as the roof is open in Mannfield. Decently common occurrence because the weather's pretty nice in Green Bay, especially around this time in early April. And speaking of, the weather is 61 and sunny currently in Green Bay right now. and all these cars can't wait to get set off here. And I am also eager to get set off here. We are just about getting ready to go. They seem just as ready as I am. They're amped up. I'm amped up. I got my water here. Hopefully y'all grab some popcorn, something like that. And we are just about ready to kick off here in the RLBA. And once more from the RLBA, I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's cut to the dang chase. We got a good matchup on our hands here today. Of course, I'm in studio mode. Here we go. Dread has all of the cars just stopped. Hold on. Hold on. I don't think that's supposed to happen here. Hold on. I don't know what's happening with these cars. They just decided. You know what? Let's give them the first goal. You know what? Let's give them the second goal. Seems to be a problem in the coding. Personally, it's not doing too well. Let me check on this real quick. Actually, let me mute this. I know that the fans, they are excited, but we no more fun. I hate having fun. Okay, I have no clue what's going on with the cars here. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Okay, let's restart them. We gotta turn their gears or something. I don't know. There's been 2 game delays. I gotta get a hold of these bots, man. They're strange. You restart this. There's gonna be a big game delay. Let me move back. We gotta fix these bots. There's already been enough errors in the arena at Mannfield, and now with the entire Fisher's Freight roster, we have quite a bit of delay going on here. Bro, no way I do. There's a lot happening, okay? But I won't let that stop me from letting this game go on. We just gotta allow the officials to get some time to fix up the bots, as I will just like lull you to sleep with my amazing talking skills or something like that. I don't know. I gotta make it somewhat watchable. I genuinely do not know what happened. I'm eager to know what happened. Maybe post game we can get an interview with one of the guys, and like, hey, what's happening in the locker room? Maybe all their cars shut off, and something with Mannfield. They're putting weird things in the gas at Mannfield. There's a new scandal in the RLBA. And you don't want to see that often. Let's see, we are kicking off here shortly. If I can get things working, then we would be kicking off. Just clicking a ton of buttons. Bro thinks he's doing something. We are ready to kick off. The cars seem to actually be working on the pitch this time. And I guess now, but for real this time, I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's cut to the chase and actually chase the ball this time. And my stream is working. The game isn't working. Okay, there we go. We're up and at 'em here. Like that. Okay. And we are off from Mannfield in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we have the starting rosters. If you watch the draft, they're out tonight, except Zeta subbed in for Rafa on Fisher's end of things. And we are finally kicking off. It has been a crisp 11 minutes since we've tried to start the game, and we are here. Here's Zaster coming in, the locker room cancer, and turns out to be a cancer for the other team instead. He just comes in, he's just going all the way. They say don't go to end. He just doesn't listen. don't listen to any feedback whatsoever, and as long as he's able to produce like that and just go across the field, he is in good tip-top shape here. And what I tell you, there's going to be an explosive match. Same thing with Zasler once again, and he scores! Once again, Zasler put it on a show for the opposing team fans. They're going to just start switching uniforms. They are not ready for what Zasler has coming. He's just a train. He's just going to roll through you. And already it's 2-zip, and nothing's really unfolded for Green Bay. And a post hit there. Dred's trying to get his team going. And what I want to talk about here with Dred is he's just a great team leader overall. He can get his things back. He can get his teammates back into things, get them back in a working condition, even if the Freight literally just had to do that. He can get his team just in tip-top shape, just in the blink of an eye. And he's a very good leader, one of the best leaders in this league. And Zeta just takes a shot from the neutral zone and just docks one in there. And that's a goal scorer's goal right there. Is just kind of shot it over everybody. I mean, that's what you do when you want to score goals. You just shoot it over everybody. It seems to be working for him pretty nifty. I can't speak. Hold on, let me look in. Here's Zeta coming in. Never mind, he didn't come in at all. Here's R2 with a shot. Puts it in off of absolutely nobody being there on the defensive end. Comes in, Zeta off the whiff. You gotta capitalize off of those. R2 does just that, and this might spark some life into what has been a sort of lifeless Green Bay. They got too cocky when the cards were literally turned off. And speaking of, Fisher's is looking pretty nifty today. They're looking pretty steezy, if anything. They've got some of the best uniforms, especially home uniforms here. I don't know about away, but they are just in a league of their own when it comes to style, and they just make it work. They know how the uniforms are supposed to look, and they do a dang good job of making theirs look pretty nifty. All three of them making the cycle game look pretty good. And that is another topic I want to talk about, is just how good both of these teams' cycle games are. Zeta came in, and he was a fourth player on the bench, and he turned out to be amazing at the cycle game for what this team needed, and he has just been electric. Speaking of, here's Zasler electrifying the Green Bay Blizzard, and he scores a hat trick with 3 minutes left to play. This man is just popping off. He's popping off just like the fruit are popping off with a goal explosion there. And not even your leadoff guy. You just want him. You want him to produce, and he is producing like no other. He is just making stuff happen. What you want to see. 48 with a save. Bottom tries to spark some life in this team. Not going to work with this electric Freight offense, defense and offense, actually both. And they're going to kick it out, but here's 48. Something that I was very vigilant on them is the cycle game. And what a save from Bottomus Prime. Just gobbles up that shot, and they just let one in by Zasser once again. Just kind of dangled through both of them through the post. Just kind of zipped around them. A little bit of the dipsy doodle because both of them were just kind of unsentient there, which is kind of ironic given how the Freight was just kind of unsentient in when we tried to kick this off, they just weren't moving. So good to see they've sparked some life. Maybe they're just taking a little bit of a nap. We might have to investigate them for rigging it now, not the other way around. Okay. I don't know what happened just there. They are literally trying to stop time to get back on the pitch and get back on the winning end of things. Wildfire for the Freight. Although he's not here right now, I would like to see him play and just get something going here. And speaking of, Trent's gonna get something going for the Green Bay Blizzard as he just taps one in off of 48. He's just not ready for that. He has about half of his tank left. Tries to go in for the challenge, and he just kind of taps it over him. That was just kind of unexpected on 48's end. He does not let much slip from him, and that was definitely one of those moments. And he's going to want that one back. Speaking of, they're getting another shot here. Zeta on the save. Here's Dred coming back down and misses the tap in goal with nobody in net. Now bottom is to kick it to R2. Maybe they can start getting some mojo here. Maybe they can get some synergy going. I mean, the Blizzard are amazing at this whole synergy thing. They can make anything work. Here's As they're off the whiff. Can't make anything go. And I was saying, Wildfire, although he's not here in the starting lineup today, I assume he's going to get some playing time, especially if the Freight let things kind of fly. I think he's a great player for what he does. If the game gets a little gritty in their end, which it kind of hasn't, Wildfire can offer some needed relief, although Zeta is doing just that. One minute remaining is 48 takes us into the neutral zone. Zaster playing some physical ball here. Here's Zeta coming up and big double tap. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was supposed to be a pass off the boards. Did not go how he wanted it. I don't know what he was really planning, but it was a shot by Zaster, and what a shot! What a goal! 2-6. Fisher's Freight. What a shot! As I said before, 68 miles per hour. This dude's just coming in halfway across the field, absolutely tearing apart Green Bay. Here we go, kickoff again. This has already seemed like a deflated Green Bay team. They've probably got to make some changes here. But that also brings up the important question, what can you even do in this situation? This is their best lineup. This is a lineup that got them PR1. And it's just falling apart here. Speaking of, here's R2, shot over the net. Here's a shot by Bottomus that goes right side. Dread shot far down, and Zeta puts it in his own net. Just a laser of a shot that was amazing. That dude just shot it into the net. It goes. I don't know what Zeta was planning. The plan was not, I assume it wasn't, put it in his own net for insurance. Here's Zaster coming in immediately after that goal, trying to get some more stuff going here. Here's Zeta. Speaking of, it goes right side into the corner now. Here's Zeta. Again, puts it in the corner. Zaster trying to do something in 48 with the buzzer beater insurance goal to make it 3-7. Just goes all the way down. Nobody in net. I don't know if you can be in net there. They're just all over the place for Green Bay, and they are just smothering them in offense here. Not necessarily what I thought of for game one, but it is in the books as Freight takes it 7-3. And that is game number 1 here in the books. You see Zaster taking home the very much earned MVP. And we will head into the lockers or a short huddle for game number 2. And I just think, that was absolutely not what Green Bay was hoping for when they were PR1. And that is not a PR1 type game that you want to play. That is not anything that nothing in that game was pretty redeemable. They got a few cheap goals. Maybe Dread could have sparked a little bit more life into him. But that was just a not good performance. I mean, you're always going to have some of those. It's preseason. So I'm not too worried about it. But it's going to start becoming a problem when it's their starting lineup against yours in the first preseason game and you do a 3-7 is the best you can do. It's not looking too hot for Green Bay, but at the same time, it could be worse. Can it? Maybe a little. I'm not going to be a doomer here. We still got, at max, 2 more games to play here, and I think Green Bay is going to be looking into their bench for some changes here. Now, I don't really know who they're going to send in. It could be anybody in this on this roster, actually. Maybe even Fisher's changes it up to match with them, because Fisher's has to change before they do. Although, if you have to change before, I don't think you change absolutely anything. You just don't. It's not something that you want to do in this situation. You don't want to change up your roster when you just won a game 7-3 against the number 1 team, supposedly. But the number 1 team, and you don't let up anything, really, I think that's a good place to start. And Green Bay is going to sub in Hayes for R2. He's coming in, and that's an offensive move. They're trying to push offensively. Holy voice crack I just had. Please mind that. I mean, what do you think what's gonna happen? I'm gonna magically have an amazing voice as a teenager. Not gonna be perfect, but I think it's all right. And we are just getting set for another match here. They are kicking off. R2 has trotted his way over to the bench, albeit quite slowly, but he has trotted his way over to the bench, and we are getting set for game number 2 of this series, which, albeit hasn't been as competitive as I've wished it to be, but has been competitive enough to where I can still watch it and be like, dang, these teams are pretty good. I mean, maybe not for the Green Bay side. I'm just kind of yapping at this point. Well, I don't need a yap about nothing anymore. The game is set, and we are ready to go. I hope you're just as ready as I am. And I am Tetro, and this is the ROBA. Let's cut to the chase for Game 2 of this series. And there's no sound. Hold on. I like forget so many things. I mean, this preseason. I'm ready for the regular season. No. What? There's still no sound? Am I dumb? Oh, there we go. Okay. And here we go. Game number 2. And it is Hayes coming in. Here's 48 and making his presence known immediately as we are like 3 seconds into the game. Actually, 9. I can't count. Sorry, guys. And he's just coming in hot. He's burning like a fajita. He's sizzling. And there we go. 1-0. And Fishers is just wailing on him to the point of absolute exertion. And they can't even get a goal. Here's Hayes. Ball laid off by Bottomus. Into the corner now with Fisher's Freight. A documentary coming soon. Bottomus going to leave it up. Hopefully 48 doesn't take it, and that's what he does. Luckily, they don't get anything too gnarly there. Green Bay seems to be playing slightly more structured today. Bottomus is playing decent defense. They don't want to take him on. Here comes Dredd. Try to kick it in. Fishers is all over him today. Here's Hayes stopping it up. In the corner now, they're just kind of letting it fly. Zassler tries to kick in the neutral zone, stolen by Hayes. Hayes is on that ball. That's his number 1 trade. If you didn't know about Hayes, he's just coming in. He's trying to sizzle here. He's battling with him all night. Here he comes. Dredd's going to kick it out. Here's Hayes. Once again, actually not really in setup. He's going to kick it in. We're playing some car tennis, as I like to call it. Back to it. The team, they're fighting against each other for car tennis. They really like this game. I mean, 1-0, I don't know if that's the play, but if you want it to be, you can. Speaking of play here, I like to have a play in this arena where we just have people. We need a halftime show. If we ever have a Super Bowl-esque performance, the halftime show is probably going to be in here. This arena is amazing. The only one who beats it out is probably DFH. I love that stadium too, if you know me. And just, this is a beautiful arena. I know I'm blazing here, but the fans seem hyped, even though, I mean, they've gotten some new life breathed into him with Hayes. He's coming in hot, and he just fiending for that ball 24/7. Really what you want. He's offering really good support, and they're not letting anything through. Here's Dredd coming in. Here's a shot, and it's laid off by 48. 48 really thinks he's epic games there. It's going to be kicked into the neutral zone. Zazzer's going to try and retrieve it. Can't. Here's Bottomus leaving it up for Hayes, and Hayes gets stopped by 48. Here's Zazzer. Shot saved by Dredd. And this might be a really good starting lineup. Hayes is just all over him. He's not getting any offensive production, but they're stopping him right now. He's had a pretty bad streak, but he's not even been too bad. He just hasn't got any offensive production just yet. He's on it. He's all over it. He wants it bad. He's going to get one soon. Zassler would have probably gotten a goal, but he tried to tip it in. Got a little too cute with it, and that's going to be a goal that would have been. Zazzler's the person that asks how many, when you ask how many. He's the type of person that asks how. He only wants good-looking goals, and he's been doing that. A little bit of a showboat shows in his locker room performance as of late, but he's a dang good player. Here he comes, tries to boss Bottomus Prime and can't get it. Bottomus Prime seems to lock in. Here's Hayes. And beautiful defense, not much, but he gets the retrieval. Here's Zeta. Zeta off the backboard touch and can't get it. 1 minute and 30 left to play. Here's Green Bay. Zeta's doing some weird stuff with the ball. I don't know what the plan was there. The plan was something. I don't know what it was. Does he know? Here's Hayes coming in, letting him dribble, and 48 closes the gap and lets him know. Just playing the chassis here. Dredd leaves it up for Hayes. Hayes coming in. Zeta plays good defense, and 1 minute remaining. They are holding on to this 1-0 lead with dear life. Trying to make it 2-0 would be nice for insurance. They are playing with it now. Green Bay looking like they want it. And another thing, speaking of Dredd, and he played it well enough to get that out, but a scary shot nonetheless. Here comes Dredd, leaving it up. Green Bay is trying to cover neutral zone. Here's Dredd. Shot. Left it up for Hayes. Hayes, here he comes, and out by 48. 48. What a shot off the crossbar, and that will stay out. Here's a Dredd. Speaking of Dredd, I can't get to talking to him because this is so hype. Here's a shot by Dredd. Score! With 15 seconds left on the clock. Dredd just absolutely wailing on him. He's been there. He's done that, and here he comes. First season, too. I don't think he's really done that before. In the preseason, he's making this hype. 15 seconds left, put it into the back of the net, deflating Fishers. Maybe not really, here they come. Here's another shot. 48, misses it, and Barnabas scores! What a shot, and they are coming back here, comeback city. Maybe something is awry for the Green Bay Blizzard. And something I was going to talk about, is how Dredd can lead a team to victory. And he is trying to do that here. He's doing everything in his power, and he's doing a dang good job at doing everything in his power. Gonna hold on to this lead for 2 more seconds. I don't know how to count. Now it's 2 more seconds. 2-1 lead. Disaster's gonna try and keep it up. Hayes to put it down. Never mind, he's gonna keep it up. Maybe a bad decision. Here's Dredd. playing car tennis. They're still doing it. Here's a shot by Dredd somehow off the 0-second extra time. They're still keeping it up. Here's 48 still keeping it up for Fishers, trying to keep the dream alive, the shutout. Here's Disaster, scores! And they kept it up. Too cute with it. Trying to get the insurance goal with no time left, and that's going to be insurance that they're going to need to pay back. Overtime here in Green Bay. Here's Hayes. Now Zasler, to put it away off the post! And what a shot! And it's just not going to go in. Hayes coming in. Shot by Zeta. Trying to get into the neutral zone. Shot like he did in game 1. Can't get it. Everything on the line here. Here's Dredd. I mean, it's a preseason game. Not really everything's on the line. Do you get it? You get the point. I'm trying to tell a story here. And Dredd can just lead a team. He's the energy of this team and the life of this team. And when he sparks, it lights a ginormous fire. He's a born leader, born to score goals, and he does just that. Barnabas waiting for an opportunity. Here he comes on the drop down, can't get it. Gonna pass to the right side and can't get much. Dredd gonna leave it in, keep it in. Good job for the people who like overtime. It's a shot by Dredd. Scores! And game 3 is upon us. There we go. And what I was saying, he just lights a spark, and he's going to be the one to finish it here. He's the fire. He is the spark. He is all that the Green Bay Blizzard are based off of. Extra time goes to Green Bay, and they will head to Game 3. What a deserving victory for this Blizzard team. They just fought and clawed their way, albeit a little bit of a scary one. If you're a fan of the Green Bay Blizzard, you don't want that to happen. You want to head to overtime. You don't want to do that. Not a good business decision. But, hey, they survived, and that was a dang good story they get to tell. It's all on live here. I guess it's really what they wanted to talk about. They wanted to do it for the plot. They got plot armor or something. Being the power ranked 1 team, I kind of get why they have plot armor. And with Game 2 of that being played, will they be able... what teams will be able to play in the finals? I mean, that's a huge jump. We are in the preseason. The number 1 seed seems to be doing just a very tight-knit matchup with Fishers. And we're talking about who can win finals. I mean, that's finals energy right there. It's just, they had all of the rage. They were coming in hot, and they wanted that game. Even if it's just a preseason game, that's a lovely sight to see. And how tight was that game, really? I think it was just both sides. Green Bay played their game. Fishers had a hard time snagging theirs, and that's really the entire just mojo of this game. One team plays their match, then the other team plays their match. And with that like game rhythm aligned, will they be able to keep it up? Maybe a substitution coming here from Fishers. I don't think I see that happening. They've played a good game, and all of their mates were really in it. They were playing. They were bowling. So I don't see a need to change. But if they have the need to call on, I think they call on Rafa. I don't think it's Wildfire's time in this heavy preseason match. I don't know. I mean, they've seen a lot of him training camp, how he's played in scrimmages that were actually offline. Sorry, I didn't stream them. But how he's played in scrimmages, they know how he plays. I don't know if you want grit here. I don't know if they have any defense. So, and Zazer's been playing good. 48's got to play a little bit more. He's got to lock in those opportunities. He had a chance to win the game earlier, and he just couldn't get it. And he's played good, but he's not played great, which is what we expect of Mr. 48. And we are just getting ready to kick off here, and Game 3 is here before you know it. And this is going to be a good one. They are not going to make a change. They are back out on the pitch, getting ready for the kickoff. And I am getting ready for the kickoff too. Got to take a sip of water, dang. Holy. But we are getting ready for the kickoff. Game 3 is upon us. And once more for today, I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's cut to Game 3 and the final game of this match between the Green Bay Blizzard and the Fishers Freight. I tried to remember their name. I kind of forgot it for a second. Let's cut to the chase. And again, I forgot the audio. Bro sucks at this. Does he know? Alright, let's cut to the chase actually now. And here we are, game freaking 3. I don't even think this will come to this, but here we are. Here comes Bod Dread, and he goes off the crossbar there. And they almost threw a deflator onto the Fishers Freight. Sparked some life into this crowd, sparked some life into me, just playing the way they do. And I assume Fishers is not doing the best mood-wise, but they're just as fired up to win this game as Green Bay. Here's Hayes, just being the pressure guy. He's doing his job amazingly. They all have their separate roles. They're playing them great. And I think Hayes has shown, especially there was questions in the preseason, well, before the preseason, if he could even manage the pressure, could he survive an entire season not malfunctioning? Now that's still up in the air, but will he be able to malfunction? I don't think he's going to malfunction in games, no. And malfunction is just the RLBA term for injuries. The Cars will be injured this season. Maybe, I don't know. But that is a thing that can possibly happen. The Cars can get injured. And it's just them malfunctioning. So you don't want your top guys out here for too long during the preseason. So, who is a liability? I don't think anybody in this match is a liability. Zeta's playing his game. Every single backup player is playing their game. They're playing them good. Richard's World says, yo, hello, Richard. In the neutral zone, here's Red. Fisher's clawing for it. Here's Zeta. Speaking of Zeta, he's going to take a neutral zone shot. That was not a neutral zone shot. It was more in his zone than anything else. But he gets it off, gets it into the Green Bay zone. That's what they want. They're playing a little bit more in Green Bay zone than Green Bay would like. Here comes 48. Time to reclaim his name and gets stopped by Green Bay. All three of them just collaging in the corner. And just like Dredd, is 48's time to lead now? Can he lead the team? And in Game 3, even in the preseason, I think this is a great time to decipher if he can lead or not. He needs to be the spark of this team that Dredd is to his. And if he can do that, I think he has arguably more skill than Dredd. At least in this very moment, Dredd's got a lot of momentum. If he can get his momentum, I don't know what is happening with the ball here. Dredd has a lot of momentum. If 48 can unlock that momentum factor that Dredd has, that's his X factor, he can really be a force to be reckoned with. Here's Hayes. Almost getting clobbered by 48. 48's trying to be all over it. Maybe start a spark of his own, just like I said, and he just can't put it in. 48 taking it into Green Bay zone. Bottomus will get it out. Still a 0-0 ball game. Not really out, just kind of away from pressure. Into the corner now. Here's 48. Shot off the crossbar, and that will be out. Here's Hayes trying to get it out of the zone. He has no teammates to pass it to. Stay. Fisher's freight ball. They got total control of it. Scary situation for Green Bay. They're going to have to get it out. Here's Bottomus. Shot by Bottomus, and 48 makes a meticulous save. Using his meticulous movement, that's just him being fast, just to get to that ball in the nick of time. I don't think any other bot in the league would have gotten to that, honestly. Outside of next, though. Here's Dredd to get it out. Lead it up maybe for Hayes or Bottomus. And it's going to get stuffed by Fishers. Here's Dredd again doing the same thing. We're playing a little bit of card tennis with 1 minute remaining. And how tight is this game, really? I think very. There's no goal scored in just the first 4 minutes. This has been a tight game. Here's Hayes to put it away, and it's 1-0 Green Bay Blizzard. And that is why you rank them so high in the power rankings. They got the nifty, whatever the heck, and they got the grit to come back. They are nitty-gritty, and they will get down with you in the dirt and take you to the promised land that's called being second in the finals. That is what you want to see out of a finals-esque team. Here's Zeta coming down with it, and maybe the most unlikely candidate to put one away, and it was about to put it away, and it gets stopped by the unfortunate thing called the ceiling. 30 seconds remain in this heavyweight contest. Here's 48, and to light a spark in his own team, scores! And just comes in neutral zone, 90 miles per hour. Absolute screamer in the back of the net. And that's going to be one heck of a goal that the Green Bay Blizzard are going to want back. 1-1 with 26 seconds remaining. Here's Asler, and he's been pretty quiet since game 1. Trying to look to not stay that way. Here he comes. 10 seconds left, and Green Bay is trying to get it down this time, I assume. Here's Hayes, maybe not. And that's going to be to the left post. 1 second left, and we will go to overtime. If Dredd doesn't leave it up for Hayes, then Hayes scores, and 48 will get it out. 48 trying to turn the tables. In overtime here, the ball touches the floor, and we are ready for overtime number 2. Here's a shot. And almost a kickoff goal there, but 48 is trying to be the flame for his team. And his team just has to do a good job of reciprocating that. They have to be there for him. They have to be as fast as him. Here's Dredd. Dredd going to leave it up, and that's going to be off the backboard here. 48 does whatever that was, tries to challenge. Well, Green Bay did a good job of challenging there. To get it out is Dredd, and 48 will save that. What a save. Dredd's right there with him. Playing toe-to-toe here. Playing a nitty-gritty game. Here's Bottomus Prime. Bottomus Prime. In the neutral zone, here's 48. 48 in Zasler. The ragtag 2-0, and 48 cannot put it away. The crossbar / backboard has been his plague all night. Disaster coming in and can't deposit it in the back of the net. Left post again. And it was right in front of him. The end of the game. In the most tight game I've ever seen in RLBA history. It's a preseason game. And he had the game on his chassis and couldn't put it away. Maybe a redemption clause here. He's bottom his prime. He gets it out. 48 just does a full backflip for style points. I mean, RLBA or a farming. Here's Dread. Leave it up in midfield. He'll set up with a shot. Dread. Playing a little bit of card tennis. I'll be an off-brand version. Dread to leave it up. Not a good decision. Zeta's right there. And they still can't get it out. Zeta puts it on the ceiling. Here's 48 again. Zaster to get a redemption clause. Saved by Dread! And the spark lights again. Here's a shot. Saved. Never mind! Dread will win it in overtime. 2-1 against the Fisher's Freight. In overtime number 2. The freaking Green Bay Blizzard, after losing 7-3, will take this one home. In their house, that's how you want to start off a season. Maybe not the first game of the season you want to lose 7-3, but they clawed their way back. They were gritty all game, and the Freight could not handle it. For 2 minutes into overtime, Dread came in, was a spark of this franchise. That's why they picked him where they did, and he is being just a flame. That is the greatest game of RLBA history we have just witnessed, folks. Just an amazing game from both sides. I assume they're giving each other whatever their like version of handshakes are, and just an amazing game from both sides. This is why we do the RLBA, folks, and just an amazing game from both sides. I've said that enough. Both teams insanely competitive. Both teams had their moments of spectacular offense. Green Bay clawed back in a storybook ending to win it. And what a dang game. Just holy. You cannot draw a better story than that. Better comeback story from the #1 team. You wouldn't expect a comeback story, but there it is. And the RLBA, at least for tonight, is done. And we have conquered the thing called watching a Rocket League match between bots. And what a story we have here. That's the type of stuff the Cards will 100% be posting on their Instagrams. But that's all, folks. Your final score, series score, the Green Bay Blizzard, well, the Fisher's Freight, 1. And the Green Bay Blizzard, 2. And that's all she wrote. Hope y'all have a fantabulous rest of your night. I am Tetra, and this has been the RLBA. Good night, folks.